I am back again with another video for you guys. Again, all about the NCLEX. As you guys can tell by the title, I'm going to be telling you guys a few things you should know before going in and take your NCLEX. So trust me, I get it 100%. 9 times out of 10, if you are watching this video, that probably means you're going to be taking your NCLEX soon. So I want to tell you guys firsthand, relax. It's going to be okay, I promise. Trust me, I know the feeling. I was there probably, like a month ago. I know exactly how you feel, but I'm telling you, if you just relax, control your emotions, control your anxiety, you're gonna be okay. So that actually kind of leads me into the first thing that I want to tell you guys about, like, controlling your anxiety, because going into your exam, and this is something, one of the main things I wish I knew before going in to take my NCLEX, your anxiety and your emotions and how you're feeling in that moment, your energy around you and within you controls a lot of how you're going to answer these questions. Believe it or not, if you're anxious, you're worried about your nerves. I told you guys in my last video or a couple videos ago how my nerves were shot for my first 20 questions of my NCLEX. That is not good. That is actually probably one of the worst things ever you could probably ever experience when it comes to the NCLEX. Being able to hear your heartbeat, just palms sweaty, everything sweaty, you just so nervous. But I'm telling you, the main thing is just being able to, and that's kind of what I did, just getting within yourself and being able to control it and telling yourself relax. If you have to get up and go take a break, which is what I did at question 50, look in the mirror and say, listen, little boy, little girl, whoever you are, look in the mirror and say, you can do this. You know, God, for me, God did not bring me this far for nothing. He did not bring me this far to leave me. I did not get through nursing school to not be able to get through this NCLEX exam. So relax, calm your nerves, because your nerves and your anxiety are not going to get you anywhere but more nervous. So just relax, and you can do it. You honestly can do it. Because honestly, I can tell you, I noticed when I was able to control my emotions and how I was feeling in that moment, I noticed I was able to actually not have to do the question as much, because for my first 20 questions, I honestly think that's why it probably took me 2.5 hours to get through my 75 questions, is because for my first 20, because I was so nervous, because I heard my heartbeat, because my hands were sweating, I had to read the question multiple times. So when you're able to control your anxiety, control your emotions, one more time, you're able to, you know, effectively read and effectively comprehend what you are actually reading. So the next thing that I actually feel like is super important to know, I feel like a lot of people don't know this. I really didn't know this, maybe because I didn't read like instructions or something somewhere. I missed a memo somewhere. I have no idea. But I will say, for those of you who like to take your test in a quiet environment, that's me, and keep in mind, there are going to be a lot of people coming in to take this NCLEX with you. Of course, you guys know you are not the only one that is going to be scheduled for that day, for that time, at that specific location. There are going to be multiple people there testing with you. So for me, I was actually one of the first ones to get there to take my test. That's another thing. You don't have to wait on everybody else. Well, I know for my program, my nursing program, everybody had to test at the same time. Everybody had to start at the same time. But when it comes to your NCLEX, you start when you are ready. It doesn't matter if Bob, Joe, and Sam are still outside in line. You can sit down, you can take your exam, and you can begin whenever you want to. So that kind of brings me into, you know, what I was saying about the whole quiet environment thing. For me, I cannot take a test with lots of noise and people moving, doors closing, chairs moving, people coughing, people sneezing. I can't do that because it makes my nerves worse. So it's really important to know that when you go in to take your NCLEX, you will be provided with noise canceling headphones as well as earplugs. Now let me say, for me, because I was one of the first ones there, I knew that there were going to be a lot of people coming in and out the door. You know, I just knew. So my whole strategy plan was to go ahead, I put in the earplugs and I put the noise canceling headphones on top, and let me tell you guys, it worked like a gem. So if you like to take your test in a quiet environment, which I'm pretty sure every single one of you likes your environment to be quiet, I would highly recommend going ahead and using both, but again, it's totally up to you. Next thing that I actually want you guys to know is, do not get overly anxious, or do not get overly nervous about worrying about, are you going to have like a scratch paper, are you going to have a whiteboard, like what are you going to have? Just know you are going to be provided something. I know me specifically, for my location, we were given, like, it wasn't a whiteboard, but it wasn't a piece of paper. It was kind of like a laminated paper that you were able to write with a, I wouldn't say permanent marker, but with a marker, and you were able to write, as soon as your test began, you were able to write whatever you wanted to, whether it was lab values, such as cal, anything pertaining to anything you needed to know for your NCLEX exam, you were able to use that specific material. Now, I will say, keep in mind, like if you write big and you're writing lab values and you need to know these lab values for the rest of your exam, try to write those smaller, because again, for my specific location, once we filled up that laminated paper, we had to, or the laminated sheet, we actually had to turn it in to the testing proctors to get like another one. So if you're writing down material that you're gonna need again for your entire exam, try to write small, because you know you don't want to get halfway through your exam and you need another laminated paper or a whiteboard or whatever the case may be, and you have to give yours away. So just keep that in mind when you are taking your exam. The next thing I wish I knew before taking my NCLEX was how similar UWorld is, like actually is to the NCLEX, or not even how similar it is, or how much, I just wish I knew how much it was actually going to prepare me, because I felt like that would have eased my anxiety going up into my NCLEX, taking my NCLEX exam. I knew that UWorld's helped for a lot of people. I mean, I knew I had friends that took the exam before me. They passed the 75 questions, no problem. They were like, yeah, UWorld this, UWorld that. But it was, for me personally, I wasn't going to believe it until I actually went in to sit down and take the test myself. So I'm gonna let you guys know now, please trust and believe in me when I say that UWorld is going to actually overly prepare you when it comes to the NCLEX. Of course, you can do additional things if you feel the need to. I told you guys how I prepared for my NCLEX, and UWorld was my main source of studying, and I can honestly say that I feel like it did overly prepare me. The rationales, it wasn't even the questions, because I mean, we all know the questions that you're getting on UWorld, you're not going to get. It's not going to be repetitive, or it's not going to be repeated. It's not going to be the same exact question on your NCLEX, but the rationales are what are the gems, or what are the keys to helping you actually when it comes time to the NCLEX. Because I can say for me personally, when I was sitting down taking my NCLEX exam, there are times where I would be able to recall a picture from you, or recall a graph, recall a rationale, specific sentence, a mnemonic that UWorld gave me, that I was able to answer these questions efficiently and effectively and appropriately, whatever you want to call it, when it came to my NCLEX. So that is the most important thing, reading those rationales. And I have a video all about how I went in on UWorld, so make sure you check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But my point here is just trusting and believing that UWorld is going to prepare you. The next thing that I feel like is super important for you guys to know before going in to take your NCLEX is the importance of the day before your exam. Yes, your exam day is very important, but the day before is just as important, if not more. I think a lot of times people ask me a lot, like, what should I do before the day before my NCLEX exam? What is a good video to watch? Should I review lab values? Yada, yada, yada. I'm gonna say, do not do, and I'm gonna attest to this, and I have friends that can attest to this, do not do anything before the day before your NCLEX exam. And I'm saying this because you really need all of your energy. You've probably been studying for weeks. Your brain needs to rest. You don't want to overly work your brain, because honestly, it got to the point where I was tired of reading questions. So I knew that I needed that rest day before my exam. So when I went into my exam, I was tired of reading questions. I'm not gonna lie, I was tired of reading questions, but I know had I did questions the day before, or had I overly worked my brain, the day before, I wasn't gonna have that same energy. So it's really important. I would say, that first day, if you need to take a self-care day, if you need to, lay in bed all day and watch Netflix, whatever the case may be, just try your hardest not to study the day before your NCLEX exam. The next thing I definitely want to tell you guys that you should know before taking your NCLEX is to honestly just be prepared to sit for 265. Of course, it is our goal, it's our dream, and I know each of you will be able to achieve that goal sitting down and passing in 75 questions, but it's really, really important just to go in with a mindset of, hey, I may have to sit here for 265 questions, because you want to be mentally prepared. Because I can say, I've talked to friends, I've had classmates, who've had to sit past 75, and once they go past 75, of course, you may feel a little discouraged if 76 comes across, or whatever the case may be. Just go in with the mindset of, okay, I'm passing regardless, but if I have to sit for 265, I'm going to be A-okay, like it's no big deal. So with that being said, I think it's really important that you guys bring a snack. I know for me, I had a sandwich, I had chips, I had water, I had it all, because I knew that throughout the morning I probably was gonna get hungry. So just be prepared mentally and physically, whether it's you bringing food, you bringing whatever you need to bring to help you get through your test. Also, another thing too that I had to bring for myself, because I do get migraines, especially when I'm stressing out, and I knew that NCLEX exam was gonna stress me out. Bring like ibuprofen, Advil, I brought Excedrin, whatever you're going to need to get you through that exam, because the last thing you want is a headache while you're on question 52 and you need to get to 75 or whatever the case may be. Just be prepared. That's the most important thing. That's my point here. I just want you guys to be prepared. All right, and the last thing that I wish I knew before taking my NCLEX was honestly like how straightforward the questions really are and how much patient safety the NCLEX really is about. I always heard, oh, NCLEX is patient safety. They want to make sure you're competent. They want to make sure you know the basic skills. Patient safety, patient safety. But I'm telling you, the NCLEX is about patient safety. They're going to ask you about a lot of diseases, a lot of disorders, a lot of mobility, but it really entails into patient safety. Like, you don't even have to know. I had a lot of questions where I didn't even know what the disease was, but I was able to still, I feel like, pick the correct answer because it really was about patient safety. So if you know how to be safe, you know how to practice safely, you'll be fine, because the NCLEX really is strictly a lot, I would say about 70% patient safety. You will be okay. So if you're going to do practice questions, make sure a lot of them are about patient safety. Tying into that is a lot of the questions I feel like are really straightforward to the point. Even if it's like a drag and drop or a hotspot question or whatever the case is, the NCLEX is very straight to the point. I honestly don't feel like I didn't get a question versus when I was in nursing school. I didn't get a question on NCLEX where I was like, why are they asking me this way? Like, why are they trying to trick me? Is this a trick question? I've never got a question like that. It honestly was straightforward and to the point. So calm down, relieve your anxiety, kind of relax, because as long as you can read that question and extract from that question what you need to know, you'll be okay. But it'll be, like I'm saying, it'll be easy to do that because their questions are straight to the point. So guys, that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that it was helpful for you all. And if you are about to take your NCLEX, best of luck to you. I send all my love and all my good luck, and whatever the case, whatever you need my prayers, you got it. You're gonna pass. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Join the All Things Nursing Facebook page that I've created. It is in the description down below. Follow my Instagram, follow my Snapchat. I also created an Amazon shop with all my personal Amazon faves, so be sure to check that out in the description down below. Again, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.